Welcome to our state semifinal edition of High School Football Game Day. I'm Gunnar Webb. This week, Bridgeport is set to do battle with the number 2 seeded Bluefield Beavers. A win will allow the victor to move on to the state championship game. We're set for an interesting matchup as these teams have combined for a 23-1 record this season. Bluefield has completely dominated their schedule as they are undefeated and have outscored their opponents 569 to 139 this season. They kicked off their playoff quest against Braxton County, who they beat 46 to 14. Then, a week later, took on Point Pleasant, who didn't put up much of a fight either, as Bluefield won 49 to 17. Close games have been few and far between for Bluefield this year, as they've only played 2 games that have been within 14 points. But Bridgeport hopes to give them a tough game and hold a winning streak that dates back to late August. The Tribe's first 2 playoff games were no different than Bluefield's, outscoring and outworking the other teams. Last Friday, Bridgeport hosted the 11th-seeded Winfield Generals in the second round of the postseason. Offensively, Bridgeport could once again not be stopped. John Merica threw 2 passes for 56 yards and also ran for 57 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jake Bowen had an outstanding performance once again as he ran for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns on 29 carries. The Indians caught more passes on the defensive side of the ball than the offensive side, grabbing 3 interceptions by way of Josh Osborne, DeAndre Holloway, and John Merica. Osborne also had 8 tackles, accompanied by Trey Pancake with 7 and Chapin Murphy with 5. This week, offensively, Bridgeport is hoping to get some extra help in the backfield as Bryce Haynes hopes to make his return after being out with an injury since week 5. I had a chance to catch up with Bryce before the big road trip for more insight on his return and the Bluefield Beavers. I know a couple weeks ago you had your major setback, you had your injury, so you want to talk a little bit about what happened, what the diagnosis was, and where you're at now.
Well, I had a spiral fracture in my fibula, and it set me out. I was supposed to be, it's 8 to 12 week injury. I'm sitting out about 8.5 now. I'll be back this week and be able to play.
All right, cool, man. So you're a senior, and I know a lot. This football, it means a lot to you. You've been playing since you were little. So as a senior, what's going through your mind as you try to get back out there and make a run at it? And does it mean a lot to you?
Yeah, it means so much to me. I mean, I just want to get back and start playing, start hitting with the guys, be out there Friday nights on the light.
All right, so long road trip this week, going clear to Bluefield. It's about a 3-hour drive. So, I mean, do you think that'll affect you at all? Where's your head going into the game? What do you think?
It won't affect us too much. We'll wake up, we'll have plenty of time to sleep in. We'll leave here about noon, stop in Beckley, stretch, get out, go through a walkthrough, and we'll be there early enough to where we'll have our mindset and just be focused.
All right, well, best of luck, my man. It's great getting to see you come back, and I hope everything goes well.
Thank you.
Now I'm joined by a very special guest picker this week, my 8-year-old brother, Gage Webb. Gage, thanks for coming on the show, buddy.
Thanks for having me here.
All right, so Bridgeport game. I know you don't watch a whole lot of football, but you've done your research. So what's going to be the score?
I'm going to say 31-28 Bridgeport wins.
Okay, all right, I like the score. All right, now we're going to go a little bit further in advance. The Mountaineer game's coming up. Mountaineers traveling out west to take on Oklahoma. So what's going to be the score of that game? What's your prediction?
Well, Oklahoma's pretty tough, and the Mountaineers don't have their quarterback. So I'm going to say Oklahoma's going to win for a couple of touchdowns.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, that's probably smart. I know, without our quarterback, we don't have a whole lot.
Yeah.
But so if you plan making the trip to Bluefield, you're in for a 3-hour road trip to watch the Indians take on the Beavers at 7:30 p.m. The winner of Friday night's matchup will take on the winner of Fairmont's senior Mingo Central game in Wheeling for the Class AA state championship game. It'll be tough, but we have faith in the Indians. Those who travel to southern West Virginia with the Tribe and everyone back home will be rooting for the Tribe to get back to Wheeling and retake their spot at the top of AA. This concludes this edition of High School Football Game Day. I'm Gunnar Webb.
And I'm Gage Webb. Roll Tribe.